Hello, storytellers. It's Storytelling Ron, and this video is about this: why you need to leave D&D and others. Now, I don't hate D&D, the original Dungeons and Dragons. I don't hate role-playing games, but still, nonetheless, I'm just gonna talk about this. And I still hope I play other role-playing games, but I'm really, really loving what For the Lore RPG is doing for me, and I gotta share it with all of you. So, what is it? What is some OpenGL debacle? Their lies after it. I want this to fit on here. I really want to say debacle. Let me just make this a little smaller. 29. 29. Why not? Their lies. They tried to lie about it. Draft. I'm just gonna put that in there. Draft. Yeah, right. What else did they lie about? Or do or whatever. Oh God, the Kevin Brink. No white men, which is code word for Christians. So no Christians. June Pride thing. Pride. It. I mean, come on. They're just terrible. Paizo's the same. Paizo. They're not gonna. They hate Christians, or they're against Christianity. They're denying the D&D was created by Christians, by Christendom. Role-playing games and war games were created by Christians. No, Christians here in America. Just like basketball, just like romance, just like chivalry, just like football, soccer. Christians created all this stuff that we love and adore today. Movies, well, Jews, but Christians started the camera stuff. So give me a break. Why you need to leave D&D? Stop supporting stuff that just doesn't have the Bible as their source, their foundation. Okay. And then now what they got? They got the freaking. Oh, then they had that D&D summit, which I found, lame. Not for me, but for the people that went, that was interestingly lame. I remember Perkins. I don't know who the dude was. The bald guy. Is it Perkins? Just atheist. So proud. Like he was so above them all, above gods. He said gods are too needy. Okay, Mister. I guess you're controlling your own heart rate. Good luck with that. I don't know. I just don't like these people. I don't like them. I don't need to like them. I don't care if they're in D&D or doing D&D things, or I'm using some of their products. And they were fun or are fun. I don't know, but at the same time, I had to redo them anyway. So I don't want to play D&D anymore. I don't want to give them my money, and I don't think you should be giving their money either. We need to, and I don't think you should draw your kids to them. Is one of the biggest issues. If you want to play it, fine, but then are you going to really draw your kids to Dungeons and Dragons? And then they're going to go want to play Dungeons and Dragons. They're going to go be part of the world that wants to corrupt Christianity, wants to change it. Wants to force us to believe in homosexuality, force us to believe in the transgendering and the butchering of our children, or the sacrifice of our children. Both butchering and sacrifice of our children. That's what they want us to believe in. So I am offering a role-playing game. This is completely available right now on storytellingron.com for free. Just sign up, download it. It's the full game. Look at the rules. The rules are freaking like 5 pages. I mean, whatever, maybe a little more than 5. So here's the rules. Here's the weapons and the armor and the gear, and you don't even need to look at these rules unless you want to, And then here's one combat and actions. This is all combat. Plus, it's got not even 2 pages. This is denouement, so it's not even in combat. It's the this is the combat, how it works. And I've been playing DMing for 45 years. Game mechanics. This is just the different game rules and stuff that help you play the game. Especially the die roll. Die ranks and die rank results. These are the 2 main ones right here. And the rest of these are just suggestions and options. Oh, Power Prayer is a big game mechanic. And then, okay, so this is for dying conditions and, vitality, which is hit points and wounds. And then life saves. And wounds are, you're at minus D4, minus D6, minus D8 until you get really healed. And if you go to past minus D12, you're dead. Plus, there's if you go below 0, you're also gonna die too. Okay, and then here is the spell casting, but it's blessings using faith, and this is the rules for that. And here's the list of all the blessings. And they're all expandable based on just how many faith points you put into them. And faith points just equals your wisdom. In here it's called spirit. So if you have 4, then you get 4 faith points. And you can obviously upgrade those faith points to get more. And the more you spend, the stronger the blessing is. And there's a risk in spending too much too quickly. The glory points is going up levels, which is just glory points. And these are all the things that are upgradable. Let's see it in here. These are all the things that are upgradable on the character, and then you can come up with anything else. Skills is totally open. It's whatever you want to come up with for skills, the character, as you play the game. So you may start off as a warrior, but you may go towards paladin, or you may go towards bard, if you want, or you may go towards a smith. It's just a matter of you role playing it though, and maybe going and getting smithing tools, or learning from the local smith and just describing that. And the GM goes, okay, cool. You can now add smith to your skills and upgrade that as you go along, and you got smithing tools, and you can start using it. And it's just a matter of rolling above a certain number and getting extra bonuses and or repairing things. Very simple game system. That's it. I'm done. I mean, the rest of this is GM stuff. Okay, making names, the pagan culture, village activity, and some other adventures in bestiary examples. And that's it, man. It's very simple. There's no level limits. There's no XP except the glory points. There's just starting points for characters, but after that, you can kind of go where you want. You start off with a +5, plus these right here, these traits, +5. Let's say you're a warrior, +5, +3, +1, 0, -1, -2. Done. And you can upgrade those too with glory points. And your weapons are very simple. It's just a hit, which is based off your aggression for melee stuff and your awareness for aim for bows. Damage is very similar to D&D, like D6 for a sword. You can go to D, and you can upgrade that. You can actually spend a glory point to make that D6 go to a D8, to a D10, D12. Okay, I do fighting. My combat in this feels what I have experienced in my medieval armored combat, and you have to be in it to know it. You have to get the bruises, the injuries, snapped ACLs to understand what combat is like in medieval armor with steel weapons. You got to feel it and know it. You got to break that glass ceiling, whatever. But also, I know gameplay, so I've married those two together to create what I believe is the best representation I like for combat. So you got 2 hit, you got damage, you got a burden, here's how encumbrance works on mine. You can carry 2 heavy things, 3 medium, and 4 light. And if you go above and more than that, -D4 or your armor save. Your armor save is also your burden penalty, because obviously if you have a high armor save like a D12, which is like full on plate, then if you have too much items, you get -D12 to all your rolls. Also the armor save is if you going on treacherous terrain, or muddy or swampy, you had a -D12 because if you're in full plate. So I kept it that simple. I don't know if I put it in the Dark Ages one, the print version, but that's the new rule. It gives you an option to do -D4. Yeah, usually a D. Oh, so I'm going to change right now because I have it in the other ones, but not in this one. Usually D4 or your armor save, whichever. I'll just put or your armor save. That's really it. And I have an ongoing errata page, which let me grab right now. Where is it? With these fixes, and I'm going to make sure I keep this ongoing. I'm doing it live, not live, but right here on video. Just minor little things that I'm fixing up here, right there. And I put them in bold, whatever I've changed. Okay. Done with that list. Okay, so what was I talking about? The armor save. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Oh, here, armor save. So if you for gear, your defense is like your armor class, sort of, based on my experience in combat. Your defense is your awareness. It starts off with a 12 plus your awareness. Let's say I have a +3 in there because I did the warrior thing. +5, +3, +1. So that would be a 15 defense. And I get a shield, which is +2. So that's 17. Then I wear a great helm, which is +2. So it's a 19. So I have a 19 defense. Now that doesn't have to do with your plate mail. It has to do with what I just said there: the awareness, a shield, a helm. If you get those, and remember, the shield and helm are part of your burden, so you can only carry so much. And then your armor save is, say, I'm wearing full plate, which in this Dark Ages one is not really there, but I'm just going to use full plate because they have Brigadine, which is leather with steel plates in it, and leather is just leather, which is D4 armor save. Chain is a D6. Brigadine is a D8. And full plate is a D10 or D12. I'm not. Anyway, did I have it in here? Yeah, D10. Okay, I made it a D10. So plate mail is a D10. A vehicle steel is a D12. So, see, so it just moves up. And then like a tank is a D12 plus a D6, or depending on whatever, D12 plus a D8. Pretty hardcore. But D10. So let's say I have that. So whenever I take damage, I absorb it. My plate mail will absorb it, D10, and then the rest goes on to my vitality. Vitality is more about exhaustion and pain than it is about actual wounds. But if they roll an at 20, they will give you a wound. They will get in there and you'll take a wound, and the wound is going to be you're at -D4, -D6, -D8, and you will not recover from that through regular healing or through blessings. You have to get a nun to help you during rest time, or heal over several days to lower it from D8 to D6 to D4 to 0. And if you go past D12, you die, because that's a horrible wound. It's a pretty bad wound. Weapon styles gives you additional things for the weapon. Or range is range. And range is loosey-goosey, man. The GM kind of decides based on the table or narratively. Style is extra things that the weapons can do. For instance, an axe, if you successfully hit and they have a shield, you can say I pull, and if you pull, their shield is not good for the next person to attack. So there's a bunch of different weapon styles in this game, and those are optional. You don't have to use them, especially with new players. Just have them use the simple damage. But there's a bunch of fun optional things in here. Lethal 4 for daggers. So if a dagger rolls a D4 for damage, and if it rolls a 4, and then if they do an armor save that's not a 4, like if they only do 1 to 3, the lethal 4 means that your dagger causes a wound, a grievous wound. Because in my opinion, daggers are freaking dangerous. They can kill you. In regular D&D, daggers can't kill anybody, it seems. Not even a goblin, it seems. But in my game, man, you can get a lethal 4 and get a -D4 wound, which doesn't kill you, I guess, but you're at -D4, so that's still bad because then it's a bad wound. Now you can also get a bleed 6 if you upgrade your weapons damage to a D6 and you roll a 6, then they are bleeding and they just take 1 per turn, bleed 6 until if you roll a 6 on the damage. Lethal 4 with crossbow and a bow, because I really think that those lethal 6. They can really, do a major wound, and that's not good. That's scary. Okay, so, and a lethal wound is, bad. You can't. It's going to affect you until you get a miracle blessing by a nun or healing. Why is this? Sorry, I'm looking at my formatting right in the middle of the video. I'll just leave it the way it is, just because I think I was trying to keep them together. Okay. But combat, it's nice and simple. I'm just trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to build this up, okay? I don't have to do this. My wife makes really good money. She beat me in the rat race. So I'm just here eating popcorn, basically. But I've done this because as I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons and really enjoying making those videos and doing the music and doing all this great stuff for D&D, I'm learning that they hate me, Oh, okay. I guess you hate me. So I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and apparently you hate me. You don't want me to talk up or bring my faith into it. They don't want us to bring our Christian faith into the game, but they can certainly bring in their ideology, their religion of LGBTQT, transgenderism, and all that. Their love is love, which is not what love is. Love is sacrifice. Love is what God did for us. We are just selfish, self-centered. Love is we desire our own lusts. Love is lust is what they're saying. Anyway, well, yeah, I wanted to have this happy dappy D&D channel where I was doing Dungeons and Dragons, and I taught my daughter Dungeons and Dragons and my family, and we played, and I did Star Wars RPG, and it turns out that they hate me. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this because I wanted to do it. I'm doing it because they hate me. And I decided, you know what? I keep hearing myself and everyone else say, let's not put our faith in it because it's just a game. And I'm thinking, well, but they're putting their stuff into it. They're putting their religion, their belief, their dogma, their zealotry into the games. And I'm getting these games and reading them, and it's like, they're rewriting history. They're changing it, taking it over, and making Christians the adults, the villains, the fools, the oppressors, maybe. And that is absolutely not what we are, and never have been in history. I am not ashamed of the Crusades or the Inquisition or the witch trials. Not at all. Not based on what I'm reading. All of those were direct responses to paganism, and what paganism did hundreds of years before that. That's what they all were responses to Islam, paganism, whatever. But today's history is that the pagans have to destroy Christianity. They have to go after it. They have to target it. And look at the BLM and LGBT. Who are they always criticizing? They're criticizing America, white man, Europe, or whatever. They're never criticizing the horrible African states that destroy their people, or the horrible communist states in South America, or the drug cartels. They're never criticizing that. They're never criticizing China and its horrible state of affairs. They might do a little nominal thing, but it's never part of their agenda. They're never criticizing the Soviet Union, what it did, the communist regimes, and the hundreds of millions that they killed, 100 million at least. That's not what they're after. That's not what Marxism is after. Marxism is after us, Christians. However they want to sugarcoat it or put rainbows, symbols on it, they're after Jesus Christ and us, the followers of Jesus Christ. So this game is, for me, is for us to have fun. We don't need them. I'm creating more and more settings. I want to do a Catacombs one. I want to do Conquistador one. I want to do the British ending slavery along the African coast. That's gonna be an awesome ship battle one. I've play tested the vehicle fighting spaceship sci-fi fighting sci-fi vehicle spaceship battles, and it was a lot of fun. I was really happy how it turned out, and I'm going to do the same thing for naval battles coming up. And it's very simple. And again, the characters and the ships all work together in the rule sets. It just goes a little bit higher on the stats, for the ship armor saves and stuff. So that's really hard for a sword to damage it, kind of a thing. But it could, but maybe an axe. But it would take you a while. Might only do 1 vitality per round, as you're chomping away at the ship. Anyway, a lot of fun. Please support this. I'm asking you to join. I really need some game masters. Contact me if you want to work that out. I'll do workshops, help you out with that. Any ideas, let me know about how you could help out. And, well, I should have probably started with that at the beginning of this video. But I'll bring it up again. And there's more stuff's coming, and a Kickstarter for the Pop Clips is coming, and again, the annual membership on the website to help support this and just trying to grow it. Get you all committed for this as a role-playing game versus all the other stuff out there that hates us. Okay, so thanks for listening and watching, and more coming on the way.